everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.
You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Yes, we are here on The Kim Jacobs Show, and I'm so excited to have Sabine Becker here with me. How are you today, Sabine?
Hello, Kim. So nice to be here. I'm truly excited to be here.
I'm truly excited. Why are you so excited? I know why I'm excited, but why are you so excited?
Because of your enthusiasm and the excitement just to see you again.
Oh, it's such a great pleasure and an honor. And listen, you all are in for a wonderful treat today as you get to hear Sabine's story. Listen, I'm telling you that if you can't gain inspiration from this woman's story, then it's going to be pretty hard to get you going. Okay. All right. So listen, we are here today to talk with this incredible miracle, is what I would consider her, an incredible miracle. And I'm going to introduce her to you and then go ahead and jump right into today's discussion. Now, Sabine is, you know what? I'm so inspired because I've had the pleasure of reading about your story some. So to be able to share it with everyone else is nothing short of amazing. So I welcome you all here today to the Kim Jacobs Show. And as you're grabbing your virtual seats, I definitely will include your comments throughout today's broadcast. But Sabine Becker is an inspirational speaker, a transformational coach, and she enjoys sharing with her audiences the push message. We're going to learn what push stands for, but it actually stands for persevere until success happens. But what does push mean, as Sabine breaks it down today? So she'll be sharing about her hard-won lessons that her disability and a near-death experience taught her. Welcome, Sabine Becker, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Whoop, whoop. Thank you so much for this introduction. I'm so honored to be here and to tell your listeners and your viewers what push really means.
Yes. All right, so we're gonna, don't say it yet, Sabine. I can tell you get ready to go. You get ready to say, you're like, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you in the first 5 minutes. So I'm like, no. Sabine, but before we even get into the push method, when we come back from the commercial break, I would love for you to tell people about your childhood and what transpired, because there's something that happened, I guess, during your mom's pregnancy, and it led to this particular situation or circumstance in your life. So when we come back, we're going to get to hear some of your story. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody, listen, I see you all chiming in today. Excited to learn. CTR Media Network is on. Thank you so much for tuning in. And speaking of which, we actually stream on CTR Media Network as well. So you can check out the Kim Jacobs Show there. Excited to learn from your featured guest today. Glad to have you, CTR Media Network. And thank you for allowing Kim Jacobs to be a part of your program. I see you, Dennis Spraggins, as well. Benedictine was okay. So yes, so we're going to talk about that, Sean. So I'm not putting your comment up yet, but I definitely will shortly. Okay. I love that. Push, persevere until success happens. Yes, we have with us Sabine Becker, and we will be right back to hear her story right after this commercial break.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Kim Jacobs Show. And Sabine is with us today to share her story. And again, it's life changing as you hear it. So tell us about your birth. First of all, I'd like to hear about that because that kind of leads into the rest of the story. Okay.
Okay. So I was born in Germany, and my mom, unbeknownst to her, I mean, she knew that she was taking it, but she did not know that it will harm her fetus. Her doctor told her to take the drug thalidomide, which would help her to alleviate morning sickness. And so in those days, and it was early 60s, in post-war Germany, everybody still trusted their doctors. If a doctor said something, you will do it. And
Right.
so my mom took the drug thalidomide, and that, unfortunately, my arms didn't grow. That's how I was born. I was born with very, very small arms, and I was one of approximately 20,000 babies that was born with all kinds of disabilities, and 60% of the babies never saw their first birthday. So I
Oh
really
my goodness.
consider myself right from the start as a survivor.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So just right
just
right off the bat, you
yeah,
are out of all
I,
of the billions of sperm, you made it
yeah.
through and you literally made
Um,
it here on this earth and in
yes,
spite of the
yeah,
the tinier
yeah,
arms.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Small,
Let me
small
ask now,
arms.
the litamide is not according to now this is again her story, everyone. So we're not claiming anything medically or
Right.
anything of that nature because that's not what the show is about. It's just her sharing her story and what happened with her mom. Okay. So thalidomide, though, according to Wikipedia, is sold under the brand name of Contergan,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
it's among other drugs is a medication used to treat a number of cancers, including multiple myeloma, graft versus host disease, and a number of skin conditions, including complications of leprosy, is what it.
Hmm.
So I don't even see as I'm reading here. Okay. So when first released, the thalidomide was promoted
Yeah.
for anxiety, trouble sleeping, tension, and morning sickness. And that was in the early like 1957's
Yeah.
time frame when it
Yeah.
was first released. So the information that I'm getting, just so you all also know it, and I'll put it in the link here, is off of Wikipedia. And I like to be able to cite the sources. So this is not
Hmm.
him saying this. This is Wikipedia. Okay. All right. So, Sabine, when your mom was she told in advance prior to you giving birth that you would come with this that
No,
you would be
because
missing?
no, nobody knew about it. The doctors didn't know because what happens, the drug was brought too quickly on the market. And that's a whole other show, right?
Okay. Right, right.
Okay.
We'll
But
let the
it was
FDA
really
deal with that or whoever. Y'all deal with
exactly,
that. But go ahead.
exactly. But it was not tested sufficiently. And that's why this thalidomide tragedy even could happen. I know today they're still carefully using the drug thalidomide for the cancer and leprosy, but it's very carefully monitored today. But in the late 50s and early 60s, I was born in the early 62, it was just given out. And in German, it was even called the sugar pill. It's as easy as a sugar pill. So they made it for these women. Here you have a drug which will help you alleviate morning sickness and insomnia and nervousness, whatever it was. But it was mostly for morning sickness. So nobody had any idea that
Hmm.
they didn't link all these births before me because I'm very late thalidomide baby. They didn't link the births before me to thalidomide. It's
Wow.
yeah. It's just it's a tragedy, and it was a tragedy not only for us, the children, and now of course adults, but also for our families.
Wow.
Because I would like everybody to imagine, because this was post-war Germany, and there were no resources for my parents. There was no help from my parents.
Mm.
They were just there. What do we do with this child now if she even survives? Because that was just even questionable. They said,
Right.
how would she go to school? How would she even function independently? And would she ever marry? Would she ever have children? So
Right.
all these questions went through my parents' heads, and they just did not know. But my parents, really, they were very modern for their times. And they
Okay.
said, we are not going to baby Sabine along. Absolutely not. She is going to learn how to use her feet for
Okay.
all daily tasks. And they were determined to find just the right physical and occupational therapist to
Okay.
teach me how to use that left foot for all daily tasks. They were
That's
very
incredible.
determined. And that was outrageous for the time, because we didn't have the internet, we didn't have anything at the time. So all these people needed just to figure this out on their own, and no support groups. It must really have been a challenging time for my parents. And there was also this post-war, or disabilities, a second-class citizen, or uh, this victimhood mentality.
Right.
And it was just, and even superstition. I hate to say it. There was even superstition around my disability. I mean, we're talking completely different times. I mean, I'm 60. Yeah, I'm 60. So that was a long time ago. And again, I
You're
say
60?
post war. I'm 60.
Get
Yeah.
out of here. No,
No, I
seriously,
don't.
that
Yeah.
is a moment for pause because
Okay.
you do not look anywhere near 60 years old at all. I
No,
mean,
thank
seriously,
you.
put it
Thank
in the
you.
comment
Thank you.
section, everybody. Put unbelievable. You do
Thank
not
you so
look
much.
60. Oh my
Thank you
God.
so much. I do a lot to not look 60. I exercise a lot, I eat right, and I'm truly a happy person. And I think that also, that mentality is helping me a lot too. I
Wow.
love life. I love people. I love what I'm doing for work. I love my family. So
Aw,
that's
I
that
love
keeps me
you,
young.
Sabine. Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you
You're
so
just your
much.
joy and
Yeah.
enthusiasm is contagious. I'm so excited that you're
Thank
here
you so
today.
much. Thank
So
you.
let me
Thank you,
ask,
Kim.
when did you realize that you were different than some of the other children
Mhm.
in your own journey?
Excellent question. I realized that very, very late. And this is really going to surprise, I know it's going to surprise people. Every time I'm saying it, it's like, oh my gosh, what? I only realized when I was about 12 years old that I was different,
Wow.
because the reason why I was not treated different, my parents treated me exactly like my brother. I had the same household chores, which I couldn't get out of. I learned how to vacuum. I learned how to do the dishes. I learned how to cook. I learned everything any any other boy or girl will learn when they're growing up. So I never thought of myself as different, and because I had this outgoing personality, I always had that outgoing personality. People and children at the time just took easily to me. They asked sometimes about my little arms, and I said I was born this way, and end of story. And then I had my little bicycle, a modified bicycle with longer handlebars. I did the bicycle, I did roller skating, I did ice skating, I did skiing. So nobody really thought of me different, because I didn't think of myself different. I was the kid, just a regular kid in that neighborhood, until age of 12.
And what
I
happened then
decided,
at the age of 12?
yeah, I decided, unbelievable so, that I love flying and that I will become a flight attendant. And that's what I decided. And because when I decide something, I'm just going to do it.
Right.
But yeah, but flight attendant with very little arms, quite frankly, that's not going to work. But But I had a very good friend in Germany where I grew up. And her father was a pilot for Lufthansa, German Airways. And he said to me, Sabine, you really cannot be a flight attendant, but how about air traffic controller? I said, oh, air traffic controller. Woo, yeah. And he said, you
Yeah.
can do that. And then many years later, he took me up in the Frankfurt Air Traffic Control Tower. And I
Oh,
was so inspired by all this happening in the tower. And this is what I'm going to do.
wait.
But
Okay, so stop for a second. What is that person's name again?
Her name was Sabine, like my name, Sabine. And
Sabine.
yes, my little friend was Sabine too. So her father was the senior pilot with Lufthansa German Airways. And that's the only reason why I even could get into the Frankfurt air
Oh
traffic
my
control
goodness. So
tower.
shout out
But
to Sabine and to her daddy for encouraging an alternative versus just
right,
taking a
right,
dream away. There are so many dream
exactly.
thieves around here in life. I call them dream thieves. And you do not want to be associated with people that will steal your dream, right?
No, no, absolutely not. Because that taught me a huge lesson that sometimes, no matter what you do, for some reason you do not achieve the results you would like to see.
Yes,
But
yes.
there are always other ways of doing things. So that was my biggest lesson during my teenage years. When I was 18, I learned that lesson. When I was 12, I did see I cannot be flight attendant with my little arms this way, but I could do something else in aviation. Now, I did not pass the air traffic control exam because because I cannot think that way. There's a certain way you gotta think to bring all the airplanes down safely. So
Okay,
I
okay.
just learned again. But that taught me such a huge lesson. Don't give up on your dream. You might have to find a different way to go to it. Now, did I achieve it? No. I'm the first one to say no. But what I did, I knew I loved people. I love helping people. That's why I turned to social work and psychology instead. And I'm happy with it. But still, my dream of flying, it taught me a huge lesson. Never and never give up.
Well, I'm so glad that you had that initial dream, Sabine.
Yes,
And the
yes.
fact is, I actually believe that we as a society and as a world made out better because you have a hand in social work. So I believe
Ah,
that lives are better as a result of you, not just only working the controllers and everything
yeah,
with
right.
your body part, which is your feet, that would allow you to manage those controls. But
Oh,
I
yeah,
am
yeah,
excited that he's allowing you to use your heart to be able to
absolutely.
touch the hearts of so many other people. And that's what Sabine is doing here today on the Kim Jacobs Show. She's officially using not arms, not legs, not just a beautiful smile and hair flowing, but her heart. And she's sharing her story of her life lessons with us today. So I am excited because I do want to get to know too. Let me put some of the comments up from the studio audience. Woo! Beautiful story and inspiring.
Thank you.
Says,
Mhm.
great advice. Someone TED Talk from
Ooh,
Sigvidian says, great advice. Sending love to you as well. People are saying, I see all of your comments and I will be sharing them. Yes, make sure you all share this broadcast. Share the broadcast with your friends, your coworkers. Let people know that this is happening here and to tune in. On Monday through Friday, we are on all kinds of platforms, and I'll be sharing with you specifically how you can be on certain platforms throughout the week to make sure that you stay connected with us. Here on Dr. Les Brown's Facebook page, we're here on Mondays. And so thank you so much, Dr. Les Brown, for allowing the Kim Jacobs Show to be here
yeah.
with you on Mondays. All right. So no, she did not look no 60 years old. Not at all. She looks 50, maybe even slightly less, is what Eugene says. She is a blessing indeed. All right. All right. I see all of your comments. Sean actually said, your story is my story. Wow.
Oh,
Interesting.
yeah,
Sean.
that's interesting.
So I would love for you to tell us a little bit more about your story, Sean, too, and maybe the two of you can
Yeah.
connect. I know maybe not right this one moment, but oh, let me actually, you might be able to connect right now too. Let me go ahead and do this. I'll put right here in the comments section
That is interesting.
the link. So you can
Yeah.
come on screen if you'd like to meet Sabine personally during the broadcast. I put the link right there in the comments section, Sean, and we welcome you to pop on screen for a few moments if you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk, Sean.
Yay. And my mommy's here. She said, "Good morning. Unbelievable." Yes. Now,
Oh,
thankfully, we know more of about these birth defects. And
yes.
Dennis said, plus all natural placebo. I don't know, but she didn't, her mom clearly didn't get that, whatever that was. Wow.
No.
No clinical research. Lots of comments coming in. Listen, we're talking with Sabine Becker today, and her story is nothing short of amazing. And to stay connected with her, let people know how they can stay
Mhm.
connected.
Yeah. And Sean, if you hear me, you can connect. Everybody can connect with me. SabineBeckerSpeaks.com. I would love to hear from you. I would love to connect with you. I really would love to talk to you more.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk more with Sabine right after this commercial break. I'd love to hear how, I know your younger years, but maybe you went on and where did you study, and tell us some more about some of your, as you matriculated on through life. Talk to us a little bit more about that. Hey, before we take a commercial break, guess who just popped in the studio? And I am going to change this so that you can pop on now. Come on,
Ooh.
Sean. Hi.
Hey,
Hey, how you
Sean.
doing?
Hello, Sean. Hi. What's going on? Hello, where you're coming from?
Hey, give me a second. I just need to pause. Okay, hold on.
All
Sorry.
right.
Let me just figure out where.
When you figure it out, give me a thumbs up and I'll pull you back in, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, hopefully Sean will have it figured out and we can pop him on screen, and we'll be right back after this commercial break, everyone.
It's not just another day, it's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone, we're talking with Sabine Becker, and I see the thumbs up. Okay, Sean, we're going to pull you in now. Okay, what's your comment, Sean?
Hi. Not so much any comment. I was actually just trying to figure. I was hearing you on Facebook, but it was also streaming in StreamYard, so I had to figure out where I
There's
was
a
getting
lot of
the
different
echo
things,
from.
right?
But as you can see, I was also born missing my right arm.
Yeah.
I have a congenital conjoint pinky. I was born with shortened femurs, one horseshoe-shaped kidney. I'm missing multiple bones in my hands and both of my feet, as well as the small bone, the tibia, in the bottom of each of my legs. And my mother was prescribed a morning sickness medication, just like Sabine's mom was. But it was,
Thalidomide?
yep, it's a generational drug. So after in the United States, after they did away
Yeah.
with thalidomide, the
Right.
scientists in their brilliance at Merck and the different pharmaceutical companies chose to reformulate the drug because
Yeah.
they really were in search of a quality morning sickness medication, which didn't exist at the time. And in their recalculation and their recalibration of the chemistry, they reissued it under a different name because thalidomide was not something anybody was going to willingly take.
No.
And bendectin hit the market, and bendectin caused a lot of the same clinical issues to people like myself. And it was actually taken off of the shelves in the United States in 1984 because of
Yeah.
over litigation. The pharmaceutical companies decided that they were no longer going to be, paying the legal fees and the possible financial ramifications.
Yeah.
Where are you
for
getting those facts, Sean, so that we can let people know the site? I like to.
So I posted in the comments in Facebook. I'm not on Facebook right now. I'm on StreamYard. So when you go into Facebook in the feed, there is an article that I posted from the National Institute of Health, as well as a link to, it's called birthdefects.org. And birthdefects.org is not an organization that I'm associated with, but was built by a mother of a child who also was born with severe multiple congenital defects. She took Bendectin as well, and she has spent her life dedicated to doing the research, both from a litigation side and from a scientific side, on
Mm.
a variety of different birth defects. Even people who were born from fathers who served in Vietnam who were exposed to Agent Orange,
Mm.
and all down the line,
Right.
people who have been exposed to chemicals in water, in Flint, Michigan, and all across the
Mhm.
world. She has a host of information on that website that
Okay.
discusses different
I just
different.
put it up as well. I put it up here. Sean Aronson says birthdefects.org/Benectin. So that's where the information is that he's sharing. And do you have a question or anything for our guest today?
No, I don't have a question. I just wanted to share that we have such a similar story. When I was born, the doctors told my mother that I was never going to walk or talk.
No,
I
no,
was most
no.
likely not going to. I was mentally disabled. That they should put me in
Mhm.
an institution and forget they ever
Yeah,
had me. And
yeah.
my mother knew that I made eye contact with her, and she took me home.
Mm,
She saw to it that I
mm,
got into an excellent handicap school on Long Island, New York. I had
Wow.
a lot of OT and PT, and I started out with
yeah.
um, prosthesis and leg braces.
Mm,
I had major surgeries all through my
Whatever it
childhood.
takes.
I even competed in the New York State Games for the physically challenged. So, to your point, Sabine, I did not let my disabilities hold me back. Um,
whoop, whoop,
having
whoop,
having relationships
whoop.
having relationships with non-disabled people,
Yeah,
they forget that I'm disabled within a very short time, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many times people have said, use your other hand, or,
yeah,
I'll have something in my left hand and they'll go to hand me something
yeah.
and they'll say, why can't, and they'll forget that I'm missing my right arm.
Right,
And it's
right.
just because, when you overcome those kinds of disabilities, people intuitively just, they don't see you as a disabled person anymore.
No.
They just see you as a regular person. And
Which
I've
is
also
that good or
dedicated.
bad? I would love to hear
No,
your
I mean
Good,
it's
I think it's
good.
great.
good.
It's a great thing to not,
Right.
to have people who can get close to you and to develop the kind of normalized relationships where you
Right.
don't feel stigmatized. Now, of course, when we go out in public, Sabine, I'm sure you and I both feel we are both the subject and the object of
Oh,
everyone's
yeah.
interests.
We
You don't have to
I
have tiny arms to be the subject of people's conversation. You can
yeah,
have
exactly,
Yeah,
long
exactly.
arms and all kind of other body parts, and people still talking about you. So don't
sure.
worry.
Absolutely.
But I
And I
promise
see
you,
it
when Sabine
like
and I
being
go
the
to the
rock
mall,
star.
everyone is staring at us. You
Well,
know,
yeah, yeah.
there are people, and there's good and bad. I mean, there's people who have reacted in a lot of varying ways towards, I'm sure, her and myself. People who are deathly afraid of something that they don't
Mm,
know. People react in both horror and they laugh hysterically. I've
right.
been asked if I'm a real person. People come up to me and touch my arm as if I'm like
No.
not a
Ooh,
real person, like as if like they just want to
no.
like feel, is this real? Like, what does this feel like? And so I've had a variety of different
Wow.
over the course of
Mm,
my life, and
mm,
it's different for me now. When I was young, I would react with a bit of anger, and I would get upset if somebody violated sort of my personal space. But I'm a father, and my 6 and my 9 year olds, I need to show them a different example, and so I'm a lot more accepting, particularly of
mhm.
children, um, who are going to be naturally inquisitive. And when I was a kid, it didn't occur to me, or I didn't care as much that
You
people.
definitely a talker, Sean. You don't be
Yeah,
playing. You can
hey,
go
I learned
on and
from
on and
Les.
on. Listen, let me tell you this for a
Yeah.
second. I'm gonna give you like one more minute to finish your story piece because I definitely want to spend some more time talking with Sabine here as well. And she's only gonna smile and be like, so gracious.
I know.
I'm
I'm
just
so
gonna
sorry.
go.
I didn't mean to take your time. I
I
didn't
was
mean to
like,
steal
wait,
your
wait,
thunder,
wait,
Sabine.
wait. This is the other part of me as a training and a talk show host, and I train people on how to start their own talk shows from scratch. By the way,
Yeah,
so I could
that's
train
the
you.
that's the Les Brown power voice in me.
Okay.
Oh,
That's the power
there you
voice.
Go
go.
ahead in about
Him
30
and
more seconds. Wrap it up and tell us
him
what
and
your
John
final
taught me
comment.
how to just keep talking. So
Go ahead. 30
but I
seconds.
would love to connect with you, Sabine, after the show somehow, just
Absolutely.
so we can just share our
Yes,
common
I would love
experiences
to, Sean.
and
You saw my website. It's on the ticker. You see my website sometime coming up and connect with me like that. And I'm on Facebook.
Thank you
Everybody, I'm on
so much,
Facebook.
Sean,
Thank
for
me.
coming here today.
All
Tell
right. Thank
everybody
you
Bye,
guys
bye.
for having
Sean.
me. It was great
Bye,
meeting you
Sean.
guys. Take
Nice
Bye.
care.
meeting you, and God bless you on your journey. You're
Thank you
amazing.
so
Yes,
much. You too.
indeed.
All right. All right. So I am happy that Sean took the time to come on. His story is clearly nothing short of
Thank you,
amazing as well.
Sean.
And Sean, you can definitely come and be a guest here on the Kim Jacobs Show as well. I'd love to be able to
Absolutely.
interview you for real too and hear your whole story. Listen, Sabine, I would like for you to tell us about even just like your college years and what you studied and stuff like that. Did you go to college too?
Yes, absolutely. It's for social work and psychology. And that
Oh,
was 7 years of college. Like, oh my God.
that's
Because
amazing.
our parents really pushed us towards college. There was not if you go to college, it's when.
I
And that
love
was
it.
just education was very important, especially, and my brother also got a fabulous education, but especially if you have a disability like myself, it's a ticket into more independence.
Okay.
That's if you don't have an education, especially if you're this disabled, it's harder. So I
Okay.
really took 7 years out of my life, and I'm glad that I did. And I worked mostly with people with disabilities, children with disabilities. I love children, and then also challenged adults, challenged youth, I should say, young adults. At Job Corps in Alaska. Alaska is a completely different chapter
Wow.
in my life.
Wow.
I mean, we would need 2 hours at least
Okay, okay.
to explain all the
And we couldn't
places
let
I have
Sean come in
lived.
for a minute because then that would just be like, okay, no, we're not gonna get through this.
Oh, Sean was awesome. But
He's amazing.
really quick on, he brought up a very, very valid point though. Um, this all happened in Germany, in Europe, and some in Australia.
Hmm.
But the United States of America, what was her name? The Surgeon General,
Okay.
Frances Kelsey, the Surgeon General at the time in the early 60s, she did not allow thalidomide into the country. The FDA did not allow it. And
Wow.
that's why it's rare to see thalidomide affected people like myself here in this country. They're mostly from overseas, like I'm from overseas. So that was a good point he brought up, because
Wow.
it was the FDA prohibited thalidomide. They saw right away this is causing the birth defects. And thanks to Dr. Frances Kelsey, I just met her two daughters the other day. Both
Oh,
of them. Yeah, so it was such an honor to meet the daughters of a lady who just said no
and
to thalidomide. Yeah,
speaking of children, motherhood
yeah,
was in your future too. So I'm gonna put
absolutely.
this up and show this beautiful picture because not
Yeah,
only have you had to endure being born with tiny arms, but guess
yeah.
what? You had
Mhm.
the joy and the privilege of becoming a mommy and a wife. So when we come back after this commercial break, I want you to talk to us about it, what it was like becoming a mom.
My favorite ever theme, being a
Ah,
mommy.
okay. Right when we come back after this commercial break, and you can see the smile,
Absolutely.
she has her cheeks are burning. So clearly, this is her greatest joy
Absolutely.
in life. I cannot wait
Absolutely.
for us to learn more about her experience as a mom right after this break.
CTR Media Network was created for today's podcasters. We provide a safe haven for content creators that are everyday people doing extraordinary things. We have a system of positioning, monetization training, coaching, and support for our podcasters' success. CTR Media Network simply bridges that gap with a level playing field for your dreams to come true cost effectively. Our team provides a premium service and experience for our podcasters to grow. CTR Media Network provides access, support, resources, coaching, and community for our podcasters to win, if you put in the work. We believe that we are living in a unique time which requires you to share your message of hope with millions of people around the world. Remember that the world is never too saturated for you, your voice and message. A platform for positive impactful media where the content creators are in the driver's seat. Visit our website today by going to www.ctrmedianetwork.com.
All right, everyone, we're back and we're talking with Sabine Becker. Tell us about motherhood, Sabine.
Oh, I could talk all day about motherhood. I have a son, a beautiful, beautiful son. His name is Nicola. And there he is, the young man smiling with that beard. And he is just the love of my life. And these are my three grandchildren. I'm lucky to have three grandchildren. The bigger one is Ronan, the middle one is Declan, and the small one, believe it or not, his name is Kiwi. Kiwi, like the fruit, kiwi.
Get out of here. Now,
Kiwi.
so the one with the beard is your son?
Yes, that's my son. Yeah, he will turn 39 in a few days. Can you believe it?
Oh my goodness. I promise. That's what I'm saying. You cannot look like you that man's mama. I mean, that's crazy.
I am his mama.
You're his mama, his
Yeah.
mommy.
Mhm.
Wow.
But
Okay.
yeah, and motherhood. So I that has been the hardest thing in my life. I've done a lot of hard things, and we didn't even get to the other hard thing. But this motherhood has been the hardest thing in my life because when you're born with very small arms, then you have questions. Okay, how am I going to change his diapers? Oh, there's me. Look at that survivor. Yeah, yeah, I love that. Yeah, and there you go. There's already a picture. And that's exactly one of the challenges I had, how to carry my son. I mean, mothers around the world, they just take their babies in their arms. Now,
Mm,
obviously, I could not. I could hold him with my legs, but I could not hold him in my arms. So, this
mm,
has been the solution. Again, don't give up if you can't do something, find different ways of doing things. So, my baby Nicola has been almost all day long attached to me with that baby carrier. And that gave us such a great bond because we have been attached to each other. And his diapers I changed with my feet. I dressed him with my feet. And oh, here it is. Yeah. I fed him using my feet. It was, I mean, that part was kind of easy. You see how he sits in a some sort of a high chair, and I prepared the meal with my feet, fed him with my feet, and always had him super close to me.
wow. I am
Yeah,
so proud of you, Sabine.
it
And
just, yeah.
I'm gonna
I
connect. I want to
mean,
make sure I connect you too with another and a young lady named Tawana Williams. I'm not sure. Are you familiar with her? But
yeah,
she
yeah,
wrote a book
yeah.
called Unarmed but Dangerous, and
Yeah, 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 yeah. I would love to be connected with her. I know
yes,
who she is. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, I
she's
know.
amazing as well. And
Yeah,
I've had her
peace. Yeah,
years past on one of my
yeah,
shows.
yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, that certainly has been the most challenging part of my life, to figure all these things out that mothers with arms just do. Although it's difficult to be a mother under the best circumstances, so without arms, it's tough. But my love for my son just pushed me forward day by day by day.
And you didn't
And
have any
today,
he didn't have any defects or anything at all.
no, no, because it's not genetic, the drug.
Right.
It's just my mother took it and my little arms happened. End of story. So I was a little bit concerned about that. But then, of course, I learned more about thalidomide. No, he is perfect, just absolutely perfect. Just yeah, I checked if he had all his toes and all his fingers when
Now,
he was born. It's like, does he ever have everything? But there was really no concern. But mothers,
oh, I'm so happy you are a mother, and I'm grateful
yeah,
that you are able to experience this piece of life on this side of the earth. I do want to also find out how you transitioned to the United States
yeah.
and talk to us too, because something happened specifically on May 17th, 2012. So talk to us about that.
Well, yeah. Well, first, the transition to the United States. Nicola and I came to the United States in early 1988.
Oh,
And
okay. So there's a
just
big difference
because
between what happened. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So 1980, yeah, that comes many, many years later, the event you're talking about. But
Okay.
we immigrated into the United States, we immigrated out of all the places into Alaska because I had the flair. To this day, I have a flair for adventure. And I thought,
Oh,
"Well,
you run, walk, do all kind of stuff.
oh yeah, yeah, I just love adventure." And so we immigrated into Alaska, and I raised my son in Alaska till he was 18 years old, graduated from high school. Then he went working on the North Slope on the oil fields, and I was too cold in Alaska, so I moved down south. Today I'm in southern, oh my God, southern California, in the San Diego area, where it's much, much warmer than Alaska.
Yes. Okay, so this is good. This is good. So I'm glad you all made it to the United States.
Yeah,
And here, obviously, lots of opportunities, I'm assuming, opened up for you. Is
absolutely.
that what happened?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, the United States I still see as a place of opportunity. I mean, you can create your opportunity everywhere, but here I had quite a few opportunities for me work-wise and personally also. And today I'm a public speaker. I don't know if that would be possible in Europe. I don't, I go once a year to Europe, so I really don't know what they do over in Europe that much anymore. I think it was a great place to immigrate to. And my son is serving the United States Army today. And so I'm very
Oh,
proud of
look
him.
at
Yes.
y'all. Look
See?
at the
Yeah.
Beckers. You could have
That, that, that,
a whole movie about the Beckers, right?
yeah, really, that's kind of like, and sometimes, it really reads like a movie. I cannot even believe this is my life. I live it every day. But yeah, my
It
son,
is literally
that
short.
little, yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm gonna lean back like, what?
Yeah, but yeah, so my son is he works for the CID, which is the FBI in the military branch, and he's hardcore and he kicks butt, and he's just that little tiny blonde baby, and he's really he did great for himself. Awesome.
Aw, you
Yeah,
sound
I'm
like such
very,
a
very
proud
proud.
mom. That's why
Oh,
you're
oh,
also so young looking, because you're like, I'm
yeah,
living adventurously, not just from
absolutely.
Alaska and through my child, but just
No,
over
no,
everything.
no.
Motivational
Yeah.
speaking. You made
Absolutely,
it.
absolutely. I'm just so excited about life because then the event I will talk about that really taught me to be excited about life and to appreciate life.
Okay, so now clearly I don't know what the event is yet. So when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to hear what this event is that happened on a specific date that you had wrote in about May 17th, 2012. We want to know what happened on May 17th, 2012 when we come back after this commercial break. All right? All right, we'll be
All
right
right.
back.
Whoop.
We'll be back.
Nothing says I love you more than final expense insurance whole life protection with funeral advocacy nationwide, saving you and your family 30 to 80% off funerals and cremations. Nothing says I love you more than Get Insured Solutions, LLC. GetInsured.Solutions. 704-499-3616.
All right, everyone, we're back. We're talking with Sabine Becker, and we want to know what happened on May 17th, 2012.
Okay. May 17, 2012 changed my life because what happened, I was at the time in New Mexico, and just to tell your listeners and viewers, I do drive. I do drive a non-modified car.
Oh, here, I
Can
have
you?
a picture. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
wait a minute.
yeah.
Okay.
There I am. This is how I drive, with my left foot on the steering wheel, the right foot on the brake. And you know what? I'm really super proud, and knock on wood, everybody just knock on wood. I have never caused an accident in over 40 years of driving.
Wow.
So I just want to say that.
I want to say too, and I know this is a whole silly joke, but look how serious you look in that
I
face.
know, I know.
You are not You are like so serious. You are one of the people that could be an example of how a focused driver should be.
Focused.
Because you're
Exactly.
looking up in
I'm
that rearview
focused.
mirror, I suppose, and you're like, oh,
Yeah, yeah. I guess I didn't even know that person took a photo at the time. I mean, I'm focused, I'm paying attention, I'm not eating, I'm not drinking, I'm not even talking on the cell. I'm just not doing anything because I'm just focused. And
that's a
40
good
plus
thing.
years, yeah, of driving. But anyhow, so I'm driving, right?
Okay.
So I'm driving in northern New Mexico on May 17, 2012, and it was outside Santa Fe, so a very, very remote area. And I have to say that because it's so pertinent to the story. And suddenly I see the road just changing into bizarre shapes, and it's just like psychedelic. Suddenly, the colors are changing. The colors are changing: red, orange, all kinds of
What?
weird
What?
colors.
Oh,
Yes.
come on, Sabine. You telling this like it is a movie. You're doing this on purpose. Tell us what world. What
Well, I
in the
need to
world?
build up. Just hold on. And because that's what I experienced, because it was so bizarre, it was like psychedelic. And I'm still thinking, what is it? And suddenly I lost consciousness
Oh my
driving my
goodness.
car. So I saw all these colors and then everything was gone. And I was driving 70 miles per hour, which was for that road, which was appropriate. And I lost consciousness. And I had a massive stroke while
Oh
I
my
was driving my
gosh.
car.
No
That
wonder
was
you
it.
had to
Yeah.
take your time to set that up.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because it was so, and it was so beautiful. It was a perfect day in the high desert of New Mexico. And suddenly it turned into this horrifying nightmare
Mm,
because it was just so, it was really like a psychedelic dream. There was no pain, there was nothing, but everything just changed. And so
just
the
right on the
reason,
spot. Sabine, let's say for 1 second right there, only because not everyone, I don't know what it's like to have a massive stroke or
yeah,
anything, but I cannot even envision the wording that you're saying right now, which is
yeah,
everything was beautiful, everything was
yeah,
normal,
yeah,
and just
yeah,
all of a sudden
yeah,
everything changed. That
absolutely.
that is concerning because that means
Yeah,
that you didn't really have any warning that this was about to go down. Is that what I think
yes.
I'm hearing you say?
I did not have any warning of this is coming. I was healthy. I am healthy. There are no reasons why I had that stroke. I had the doctors examine me, and there was just no reason.
Mm,
And it just happened. It was bad luck, but in my bad luck, I was lucky because the only reason why I'm here with you, Kim, today, and with you listeners and viewers, the only reason why I'm here is that somebody watched out for me. Yes, indeed. You know, God, He said, that's how I
whew,
see it, at least, that He's not done with me. I have a message. I need to
mm,
bring this message out to people, the
yeah.
message of push, persevere until success happens. And
Yes.
so I'm thinking really that
Mm,
God, whoever you believe in, really saved my life. And he saved my life because just that day, incidentally, I had a passenger with me. That passenger grabbed the steering wheel in the absolute last second because the Rio Grande River was right there to my right at 70 miles per hour. I would have crashed through that guardrail and just gone into the Rio Grande River. And
oh,
I would have been an accident victim, and nobody ever would have known that I had a stroke. And that's why I'm so grateful
mm.
to our higher power. See, I get all choked up right now, to our higher power, because I wasn't done on this earth.
You
And
got me
that's
making an
really,
ugly face right now. I'm like about to unravel.
no,
I
I mean, it just was destiny that I survived this. And that's why today, and I want to go back there a little bit, but I'm so passionate. And that's probably the joy of life. Hopefully, everybody picks up because the gratefulness that I survived something which is almost unsurvivable at 70 miles per hour. to completely lose consciousness, right next to the Rio Grande River. That just, the higher power definitely was involved in this.
Yeah.
But still, it was a fight.
Well,
It was because I learned the push lesson, persevere until success happens early on in my life. I really needed push for the next
we
3
all need push.
years.
We
Yeah,
all need push.
absolutely. Everybody needs push because I'm always saying it. You don't need to have a disability like myself. You don't need to have a stroke like I had. We all have. Oh my gosh, I see the comments there.
All of the comments. I just want
I'm
to make sure that
almost
we get
crying.
to talk about push in
Yeah,
specifically right after our commercial break. So I want
yeah,
to make sure I flood all of these comments in because there's so
yeah.
many, and we thank you for all of them. Beautiful
Thank
family,
you.
beautiful
Uh,
story. People love you. They're in
uh,
tears.
Yeah,
Don has a similar story, so you guys have to connect because he sounds like your twin, just in another area. That would be an amazing movie. Great. Wow. Listen, y'all, when we come back again right after this next break, we're going to hear for the rest of this episode about push. Is that fair?
absolutely. Yes. Whoop, whoop,
Woo, woo,
whoop.
woo. And not only does she do that with her feet, let me let you know she does a lot of other things with her feet.
Yes.
So she does. What is this that you're doing?
This is I'm typing on my iPad.
Yes. So she typed on her iPad and
Makeup.
yes, putting her mascara on and doing what she needs to do. But when we come back after this commercial break, we're going to talk about push, persevere until success happens. Are y'all ready for this? All right, we will be right back. I just want to let you all know how you can stay connected. That's what we're going to be. I'm going to put flash up here now. Many of you want to know throughout the rest of the week how you can stay connected with the Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, make sure that you go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Turn your notification bell to all. And when we go live each weekday, you will automatically receive an alert. And that's no matter what platform we're on, you will be able to receive an alert and a notification. You can also like and follow us on our Facebook page at The Kim Jacobs Show. So I'll just put this up and then we're going to come right back to hear about push as we prepare to close today's episode. I'm excited about what you're doing in life. It's just amazing. All right, let me get the one thing if I can find it. Well, maybe I can't find it. I'm doing too many things by myself today.
Yeah.
I usually have like
Oh,
1,000 people helping me backstage here. But there we go. I'm just going to play this real quick so you can see it. Right, everyone? Talk to us about push.
absolutely. Push, push, here it comes. Push, persevere until success happens. I do believe that every single difficult journey, and like I said, you don't need a disability, you don't need to have had a stroke while driving your car. We all have difficult journeys we are on in our lives. And I believe every difficult journey starts with a skill of hope. And I say skill because it's important to know that we all can learn hope. Because my life, certainly you have heard a little bit about my life. In my life, when it started out with very little hope. And I had to learn how to be hopeful. I started to learn how to expect a positive outcome instead of saying, I can't, and this won't happen, and I'm a victim. And why me? I said, okay, this happened. I cannot undo the stroke. By the way, I had 365 days of rehabilitation. I could
Mm,
not speak. I could not do anything for myself. I could not walk. I could not use my left foot for all
mm,
daily tasks. So I am telling you, I had to push, and I started with hope.
mm,
The doctors didn't think that I could rehabilitate because of very extensive brain damage, but I knew I could. And that's because I learned to expect a positive outcome. And for 365 days, I pushed. through speech therapy, occupational therapy, and I had to learn everything again, just like a little kid. I had to learn everything again to do for myself, using my feet, uh, getting dressed, even eating on my own. I had to do everything myself. But I definitely know how to use hope as a skill. And the other thing also, which is so important when we are kind of faced with adversity, it's how to reframe. I'm a big believer in reframing our circumstances. Instead of seeing adversity, oh, why me? Oh my gosh. It is, we have, what helped me a lot is
Mhm.
find an anchor thought.
That's
An
awesome.
anchor thought that would help me to get through those 365 days of grueling rehabilitation. And my anchor thought was, God saved me. And that's why I need to to make a difference in others people's lives. And that's why I know God has saved me on that very day, on in May 17, 2012. And so I had to reframe this adversity into a meaningful opportunity. And
Wow.
guess what? Guess what? I was scared. I was scared just out of my wits. What if I can't walk? And I had these questions. Oh, maybe I should just give up because the doctors say I will not walk, I will not speak ever again. I really just had to reframe and also just believe in myself that I can find success, that I can find the push I need to get
Yeah.
through it. And yes, was I afraid? Yes, I was. But I pushed still through all these grueling days. And today I'm totally independent again. I do everything. I do my makeup, I do my hair, I get dressed, I eat on my own again, I drive my car on my own again. 100% rehabilitated.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, it is thanks to push and also God who has helped me, who has given me a push actually
Yeah, and that's a
to
good thing
survive
because a
this.
lot of people give up,
Yeah,
Sabine, and
yeah,
and
I know.
definitely would
Yeah,
never consider getting back in a vehicle again. But you
yeah,
pushed past that and
yeah,
you officially did it again anyway.
yeah,
So the three tips that you would share with people would be what when it comes to how
yeah,
they can push regardless of their life
right.
circumstances? What would those three tips be right quick?
Yeah, the three ones is use the skill of hope, use the skill of reframing, and push despite your fear, because we all fear the
Oh, good.
fear,
Okay.
and push will get you through it. Persevere until success happens. Those are my three tips for
Those
today.
are your tips, and y'all, you cannot get better tips than that. Reframing and pushing, and don't get discouraged, even if you're afraid to do it. Do it as
Yeah,
Les says many times. He said, "If it's hard, then do it hard. Inch by inch is a cinch, but if it's hard, then do it hard." And Patty actually
absolutely.
says, "I am proud to call you my friend." My
Yeah,
question is,
Patty.
can I have an
Patty.
autograph? That's what she said.
Yeah, Patty is one of my good friends, and she has seen me right after I rehabilitated, and she knows about my journey of push and just persevere until, for me, my ultimate success, actually, my ultimate success still is my son and my three grandchildren, who I just absolutely love because we leave a certain legacy. And I hope to leave a legacy of push,
You
persevere
keep doing
until
it.
success happens, because my son and my grandchildren, they are watching, all, all our children and grandchildren are watching us,
That's right.
how we react during a crisis, and
Yeah.
we can teach them how to push through doing it.
I
So
love
I'm
it.
very, leave a legacy of push.
Leave a legacy. How many of you are committed to leaving a legacy of push? Hashtag Sabine Becker or hashtag push. Either way, just put a hashtag in here
Yeah,
as we
please.
prepare to close out. Let me go ahead and see. It says, "You are such an inspiration," Vanita says.
Thank you.
And I see your comment, John. He said, "The vision of creations and activities must always exist, before the creations and activities themselves naturally, automatically. It is impossible to identify anything created or made by any living entity that wasn't visualized or imagined first. These creations and activities only get their existence after the creations and activities themselves are visualized first. Thank you, John.
Well, there you go.
That's a big comment. I had to put that on.
That was long one.
Like,
Awesome.
I
Thank
better
you
get
so
speaking
much.
fast, speaking in tongues, almost messing with you, John, typing that much. Listen, thank you so much, Mother Harper. Amen. Never give up or give in. And this is
No.
from a lady that's in her 80s who has definitely pushed. She was a heart transplant recipient and she received a 16-year-old's heart. And is here today to tell her story as well.
Mother Harper.
Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely. Push.
There
Everybody's
you go.
hashtagging push.
Whoop, whoop.
All right,
Hashtag
everybody.
push.
Listen, that is today's episode. I do want to let you know today is National Road Warrior Day. If you are a woman and you're a woman road warrior, happy warrior woman day. And on tomorrow, please make sure that you tune in. And that's why I want you to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. Make sure you tune in because I'm talking with a young man that lives with autism. And he says that autism is his super blessing. So you'll see this on the Kim Jacobs Show Facebook or YouTube channel tomorrow. So make sure that you tune in and check that out. And then I also want to invite you this evening to Clubhouse on this evening at 7:00 p.m. I want you to screenshot this because at 7:00 p.m. there's going to be a Clubhouse hosted by Dr. Joe D. Bear. That is the QR code. And it's honoring my son that transitioned from this earth 7 years ago. His name is Gabriel Michael Jacobs. And we do an annual 5K walk in his honor. And this year, it's going to be this Saturday at 8:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can walk virtually or in person. And I will put all of the information for you to be able to even donate at gabesheartfoundation.org. If you're able to walk, we'd love to have you walk virtually or in person. And if you're not able to walk, then just please make a donation because we'll do a full week of random acts of kindness called Doing It Gabe's Way. We give out groceries, gas, you name it. It's happening and we're doing it Gabe's way. All right, everybody. What's your closing comment, please, so that I can give everybody the opportunity to hear one last word from you. Are you frozen, Sabine?
Oh, no.
What's your final comment?
Well, one last comment. If people want to connect with me, Sabine, there it is, SabineBeckerSpeaks.com. That's the best way to connect to me or on Facebook. And I would love to hear from you. I would love to bring my message out through a TED Talk or anything. Really, I'm just asking, and who shall receive, right? I would love to have a TED Talk to bring my message because I know God spared me. So I really want to make my life count and help others in reframing the adversity into meaningful opportunities.
Awesome. Thank you, Sabine. Your story has been wonderful, very inspiring. And thank you all so much for tuning into today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. I'll see you throughout the rest of the week over at The Kim Jacobs Show and our YouTube channel. Have a great one, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
I love you. Bye. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.